What is up, guys? It is Kyle with Around the Diamond Media, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today, we're going to be talking about the next steps with what we're doing. This is kind of a company update of sorts, kind of an introduction into our next project and what we're trying to build here. This is a project that I do not take lightly. This is a project that has been in the works for quite some time. It has been a whirlwind of emotions over the last few years with Around the Diamond, and we've been through a lot of adversity. Mello and I, we've been through. There's just been a lot thrown at us that we've had to navigate, and just to get to this point, it's just been a lot, right? But the one thing that I can hang my hat on is you guys, right? We have built a community here that we adore, we love. You guys have almost become part of me as a creator, as a business owner. You guys, because at the end of the day, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we love, and we wouldn't be able to create content and push it out there for you guys if there's no traffic. So this is going to be the first of many thank yous in this video because there's a lot of gratitude that comes out of me right now. There's a lot of thankfulness, a lot of appreciation towards you guys, towards um, just what we're building. Okay. And so, again, there's probably going to be a lot of those. But what I want to get into is why we do what we do, right? Number one, it's to make content. We at the end of the day, we just love making content. We love talking about baseball, and that's what I'm going to get into is baseball, right? So baseball is something that we've not only created this business about, but it is something that we all have in common. That's the beauty about this community that we're building is we all love the game of baseball. And for a lot of us, including myself and Mello, baseball's been in our lives since the early days, since we can remember, right? Baseball's been a mainstay in my life. It's always been around. Growing up, my mom is a diehard Mets fan, and I came out on the other side. I became a Yankees fan. But at the end of the day, baseball has been a big part of my family's life, such and obviously you guys as well. And it's just something that we can all come together on, right? And that's kind of where this stems from. We we love talking about this game. We love doing what we do, but at the end of the day, we still understand like there's a lot of behind the scenes, for us, for you guys, for everybody. And sometimes life just isn't great. Sometimes life throws us curveballs, and one thing I've learned is to take those curveballs and oh, this is gonna sound cheesy, but just hit them out of the park, right? You kind of have to turn those curveballs into 450-foot dead center homers, and those curveballs can become too much sometimes. And sometimes we need to talk. Sometimes we need to get our voice out there and be heard because bottling that stuff up is just not great. And that brings me into what this video is about. Around the Diamond Media is proud to announce that we are starting a community. It's going to be on Grouped. So Grouped is a website or app, depending on which way you like to access these things. Grouped is it's usually made for musical songwriters and artists and things like that. But we are using this as a community. That's what Grouped is about. Um, we are starting a community that you guys can join, and we can just chop up baseball, right? We can talk baseball. We can, you can talk baseball with other people who join the group, the community. It's something that is going to be bigger than anything that we've ever really done because of the impact on why this community and kind of the foundation of what it's being built on. Um, I want to talk about one of the big problems in not only our country but in the world. And I'm going to use terms here so this video doesn't get flagged, and it's mostly because I want this video to reach the correct audiences. So, I'm going to read you some statistics here. In 2026, so we have just reached April 2nd, we have surpassed globally, these numbers are 95,000 people who have unalived themselves globally. And you break that down a little bit more, early estimates, reports in late January 2026, or yeah, 2026. I really want you guys to take this into consideration. Late January is very hard to comprehend because the year just started, okay? And these numbers were at 80,000. Over 80,000 unaliving themselves had occurred worldwide in the first 4 weeks. Break that down a little bit more. February, by February 4th, so again, late January to February 4th, that is less than a week. Reports have indicated that the number surpassed 95,000 globally. Daily averages, it's obviously above average. And the global impact, unaliving is a major public crisis. It's a health crisis with over 720,000 people losing their lives on unalivings each year. Now, a big reason of why this is so important to me is because I almost became one of those 720,000 people. Back in 2021, I was in a really rough spot in my life. And back up a few years, I'd say around age 16 for me, um, things got really bad. I became a full blown alcoholic at the age of 16, 17. So I was still in high school. And it affected everybody. I thought I was invincible. I thought that I could just drink and drink and drink and nothing would ever happen to me. But I didn't really realize the psychological effects that it had on not only myself, but the people around me. My mother, my brother, my sister, my grandparents, my entire family. I not only affected myself, but I affected them. And when you're in a state like that, the only person you think about is yourself. You tend to make really bad decisions. You tend to only do what's best for you, whatever's in best interest for yourself. And I was one of those people until it got too hard. Fast forward to 2021, I was 21 years old and I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't find a way out. I tried quitting alcohol. I tried getting sober and it just didn't work. For me, I was in too deep. Um, I was drinking every day at this point and multiple times a day. I hate to admit it, I was showing up to my job intoxicated. I was showing up to college in my college courses intoxicated. I was showing up to family events intoxicated. There was almost never a time where I wasn't intoxicated. And it became too much for me. I tried getting help and I was too dependent on the bottle. And I thought the best way to end it was to unalive myself. And I was in the hospital overnight. And by some miracle, I woke up the next day. And from that moment forward, I've regretted my decision. I've regretted ever being in that mindset. But the reason why we're building this is because not a lot of people can help it. And people need more help available to them. People need access to these things. And that is the one thing that I noticed in my sobriety journey, in my mental health journey, is that a lot of these services are not readily available to you. And that is something that was very, very apparent for me and something that I wanted to fix. And that is what we are trying to do here. We are trying to build this community to where if people need help at any given time, there's going to be somebody there willing to help, willing to lend the extra hand. And creating something like this is no joke to me. This is something I take very seriously. I'm a big advocate in not only with Around the Diamond, but also in my personal life. You know, I was a sponsor for a little bit. I've tried helping people get sober. I was there for them, and it's honestly one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. And I want to extend that. I want to build. I want to take two of my biggest passions in life, which is baseball and being an advocate for mental health and people who are going through sobriety. I want to kind of combine those two. And the game of baseball is something we all love, right? And that's what this foundation is built on. You know, it is built on a bunch of baseball fans getting together and just chopping it up about the game, just talking and giving their opinions and just having a place to kind of escape, because that's what Around the Diamond's been for me. You know, when I first joined up, I was very new to sobriety, and I was still going through everything that I was going through, and it gave me an escape. It gave me a way to express myself in ways that were healthy, in ways that I felt heard and understood, and I felt at home. And that's what I want you for you guys. If any of you guys are going through anything, mental health wise or sobriety wise, like, I honestly, at the end of the day, we're all just trying to have a catch, and that's what this is called. It's called Have a Catch, and it's going to be a community, like I said, on grouped. Um, the foundation of it is just the fact that it's more than a baseball game or a baseball group. It's a community. Whether you grew up loving the game, you still play, or just enjoy talking baseball, you belong here. You do. And this space is going to be created for something bigger. It's created for connection, support, and real conversations. Because at the end of the day, life can get heavy, and we never want people feeling like they have to carry life's curveballs themselves. We want to build this community that we're all here for each other. And that's something that I take very seriously. And I know Mello does as well. And we're going to be in this group. I am going to be extremely active in this group. Whatever comments are in there, I'm going to make it to a point to try to get to every one of them. I'm going to be checking this group 2, 3 times a day. And later on down the road, we want to try to implement schedulings, right? For Mello and I. A big part of what we do here, we know that video game content is big for baseball, especially with MLB The Show just coming out, things like that. I play casually. I play for fun, with family members and stuff like that. And I also know Mello does too. And one of our ideas is to create a schedule for you guys to input a time to maybe play with us. You know, join up with us. Let's play a game or two. We'll chop it up over the mic, and we'll just sit there and have fun, man. Because at the end of the day, like, baseball's fun. That's why we love this game. And it's just something that we want to be able to schedule time that you guys feel you're heard, man. And that's what you need. Um so moral of the story here is you're not alone. You have people who care. And it's something that I have been really trying to make apparent in my personal life, is that I'll give the shirt off my back to anybody who needs it. I will be here for anybody who's going through something. I will sit here and talk to you guys for hours if you need. It's just something that's very important to me. And I also speak for the company here. This isn't just me, this is Mello as well. Um, I decided to make this video because I feel I feel there needs to be more of a personal connection with things like this. Mental health is no joke, in the world. Sobriety is no joke. It's something to be extremely proud of. So if you guys are going through something, we're going through something, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There is there is more to life than what you're going through right now. It's a season. Seasons come and go. You know, we're all baseball fans, and we know that better than anybody. And this is just something that is extremely important to me. It's extremely important to the company and what we're trying to build here. You guys have been fantastic. I love each and every one of you guys, whether you've been here since the very beginning or last week. We we appreciate and cannot express our gratitude enough to you guys, because without you guys, we could not do what we love to do. And Have a Catch will be readily available to all of you guys. It's going to be in the description. It's going to be on our socials, and it's going to be available to you guys to join at any moment. There's going to be people in there, chopping it up, talking, whatever you guys need. We want to try to be as big of a help as we could possibly be with the platform that we have and what we're trying to build. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. I really do. We talk about it all the time, but we absolutely love you guys, and we love what we do. And this is just the next project in our company's history, in what we're trying to do here. So from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will see you next week on the podcast. Thank you.